Hello viewers, welcome to another section of my tutorial, and I have a problem in applying electricity. So this is a circuit problem, but it's in a word problem form. They said a 5 ohm resistor is connected across the terminals of two batteries which are in parallel. The EMF and the internal resistance of the batteries are, that is, battery A is having 10 volts and 1 ohm internal resistance. Battery B is 15 volts and 2 ohm internal resistance. So find the current supplied by the battery B in amperes, then calculate the current in 5 ohm resistor in amperes. So how do we solve it? Before you can solve, you have to draw the circuit diagram for this statement or for this electrical word problem. So now we know that the batteries are in parallel, and if batteries are in parallel, the positive connect to the positive and the negative also connect to the negative. So we have our two batteries which are in parallel. So we have the positive to the positive and negative to the negative, but each of them is having an internal resistance. So the internal resistance, let me make here battery A, and battery A will have 10 volts. So I'll introduce an internal resistance here, let's say a resistor here, and that resistor will be 1 ohm. I'll also introduce another internal resistance at the B side, which is 15 volts, which is 2 ohms. So let me redraw it here. So I'm going to have battery A, internal resistance here to battery B, nicely. So here is my 10 volts, that is the A, and 1 ohm, my 2 ohm, and the 15 volts. And they are saying that a 5 ohm is connected across the terminals of this. So across this we have a 5 ohm resistor here, that is across it. So we have to find the current supplied by the battery B in amperes. So we want the current supplied by battery B. So now in this circuit, we know that all the sources will produce current from the positive side. So I'll introduce I1 for battery B and also I2 for battery A. Now positive current flows from positive to negative. That's why I made the direction of the current this way. Then from here to it will move up. So from here I know that they will come together at this junction to form I, and I will come and pass through the 5 ohm resistor. So here we apply the Kirchhoff's laws to solve a problem like this. So first of all, the question is saying we should find the current in the battery B. Battery B, that is I1. So we have to take a loop and find the values for I1 and I2, and that will be the current coming from the battery B and A respectively. So first of all, let's take a loop, and the loop, I'm going to take this loop, I'll come down and come here this side. So that loop will have the 15 volt as my source. I'll move up like this and come. So it's like this, the current will flow, come down, and also come back again. So that is my first loop I'm taking. So I have my source to be 15, and it's equal to the voltage drop that will be across these two, and the current through is I1 because I1 is passing through, plus the drop that will be dropped here, the current through, that is 5 multiplied by I, the current is I. So I'm going to have this 15 is equal to 2I1 plus 5 open bracket I1 plus I2. So finally I'm going to get 15 is equal to 7I1 plus 5I2 as my equation 1. So this is my equation 1. Then after, I will take my second loop. So my second loop, I can take the upside, I'll take here, and I'll move down, then I'll come back again to this side like that. So for that loop, I'm going to get 10 to be equal to a drop here, and that drop is 1 multiplying I2 plus the drop at the 5 ohm, and that will give me 5 multiplied by I, and this will also be equal to 10 is equal to I2 plus 5I1 plus 5I2, because the I is equal to I1 plus I2 from this side, applying KCL. So finally 10 is equal to 7I2 plus 5I1, and that's equation 2. Having two equations with two unknowns, I can solve it simultaneously to find the values of I1 and I2. So you simply punch your equations into the calculator in the right order to get your values of I1 and I2. So I'm going to have the values of I1 and I2 to be, so I'm having I1 to be equal to 2.291667. So let me say this is equal to 2.292. Let's 292. So I have 6 here, 292 amperes, and I'll have my I2 to be equal to negative. I'll have my I2 to be equal to negative, that is my I2, negative 0.208. So negative 0.20 amperes. So now let's come back to our question here. So the question is saying you should find the current supplied by the battery B, and that is I1. So first of all, our A part of the question has been answered. So battery B produces 2.292 amperes. Now let's see the B part. Calculate the current in the 5 ohm resistor. In the 5 ohm resistor, the current passing through is the I, the combined current of I1 and I2. So what do? We get I to be equal to I1 plus I2, and our I1, which is equal to 2.296. So let's say our I is going to be equal to 2.292 minus 0.208. So that will give us the combined, because the I2 is negative. So we have 2.292 minus 0.208, and that will give me 2.084. So my I 2.084, and this amperes, and this is the current passing through the 5 ohm resistor. This is the end of my video. Thank you for watching. Please kindly subscribe and share.